Hello, and welcome back to Skyward Sword. If you don't remember from the last episode, or skip the first episode for some reason, just gonna let you guys know, this is a casual LP, so I don't really know too terribly what I'm doing. I've played this game once and kind of running from memory. Last episode, I kind of just didn't really pay attention to the characters talking and just kind of ran from memory and just kind of general context clues. I'm gonna try and pay attention to what the characters say a bit more in this episode, although it won't be too terribly important for what we're doing at the moment, because our goal for now is to trudge through the Faron woods and find the temple, I think. I don't know if they've told us that much, but that's what we're supposed to do, so there's not much, oh, you're doing it wrong, territory here. Up ahead is a Goron. I love Gorons. I'm a big fan of the creatures in the Legend of Zelda franchise, and oops, I forgot how to fight in this game. It's kind of weird that they throw this into such a big, like, combat, because this is one of our first, like, real combat encounters. Like, we've had Deku Babas, which I called, like, Deku Boblins, like, last time. I was really out of it. We're thrown into, like, an encounter of 6 Bokoblins, because these aren't full Moblins, they are Bokoblins, I believe. We're thrown into 6 of them. As you can see, you can de-aggro them pretty simply, but it's kind of crazy that they throw you into a combat encounter with like 6 of them. Maybe there was 5. I wasn't counting all that well. Right off the bat, because like while this might have not been like that much for like, well, actually no, this would have been crazy like in a previous Zelda game for them to throw this many enemies at you at once at the very beginning in a 3D Zelda game, and for them to throw this many at you in a in Skyward Sword where they give you like 6 hearts because they don't expect you to, you know, be completely to grips with the motion control like swordplay yet. It's kind of interesting that one of the first like real combat encounters they throw at you is 6 of those guys. Like if it was just like 1 or 2, that would have been fine. I'm not even really complaining, so I shouldn't say oh it'd be fine. But it's just kind of interesting that they throw that many at you. Up ahead's a Goron. Well, up ahead here is a Goron. It looks like his map is made out of stone, which is really interesting. If that was like, hey, I have this big stone map that I actually roll up because I'm a big rock boy. I don't believe they let us know that there were Gorons in this game ahead of time. So when I first saw this guy, I kind of flipped shit because I was like, oh my god, it's a Goron. Gorko, that's such a good name. Love you, Gorko. In the last area, there was a save statue that we couldn't use. I believe because now he's going to tell us why we couldn't use it. Statue special. I'm trying to read a bit more, so maybe I'll kind of quiet down and talk a little bit less, which would be great because I'm still getting over my sickness. Yeah, why are all these statues over the place? Do you wanna tell me why this head scratcher's? It's a real head scratcher, bud. It's pretty good. I would love to know more. Normally I would say no, but why don't you tell us? Yes, connoisseur of fine ancient cultures. That's me. Love your. Oh God, I love his little tummy tattoo. It's very good. I would love to have my mind blown. People live on a sky island. It's crazy. Not sure I believe you. I'm always into like the, oh man, I learned this crazy thing. And they tell you stuff that's just totally like obvious and like, you know, from your point of view, it's like, yeah, I got it. It's always been a joke I enjoy. Unfortunately, so far though, it's all been kind of flavor here. The building's made of gold. Come on, I want to know. I want to know what's up with the bird statue. How do I activate it? Because I assumed it was a Skyward Strike would have activated it, but that did not seem to be the case last time. Oh, he's so excited. This is a nice little animation of him. Little happy jostle. It is. Well, oh yeah. It is beyond amazing. If I say nah. Oh no, that was such a sad noise. Yeah, we can talk more, my dude. Just tell me how to activate the statue, because that's what I really want to know right now. Oh, I guess it just activates. I wonder if there's a good reason for it, or if, yeah, I guess there's just not a good reason, which makes me wonder why that first save point wouldn't activate, because it seems kind of weird that it... Oh, you know why? They didn't activate the first one, not for, like, any good, like, in-story reason, but because they didn't want me to go back to the sky. That's probably why, because once you start finding these on the ground, you can use them to shoot yourself back up into the air. And they probably didn't want me activating it and going back up to the sky without doing a bit of, like, story stuff. Something nice you can do in this game, and I did it in the first episode without really thinking about it, is when you're climbing or sidling along, like, a little path, you can wag the Wiimote to make Link kind of jump and do a little burst of speed, which is really nice, especially if you played if you ever played Twilight Princess. The climb speed in that game is super slow, and I believe they rectified it in the HD re-release, remaster. I'm not sure what the proper terminology would be to use there, but it's a nice change that they made, especially if you're coming straight from Twilight Princess into this game, to be able to, okay, I'm climbing. The climb speed in this game isn't too terribly bad, but to be able to have a quick burst of speed on top of it is nice. And I don't think it's inefficient in terms of how much stamina you use. So I think if you were to like kind of burst jump all the way to the end, I don't think it would get you any less distance than if you climbed. So it's just a nice thing to do. And we are thrown into Faron Woods because the Zelda games love, first area, welcome to the woods. I mean, even Majora's Mask, with how different it is, the swamp is ultimately just, a wet woods. Oh boy, they won't let me skip Fi's text at all. That kind of sucks. What I am into, I've always enjoyed Fi's text box. The effect behind it is really nice. It makes me wish that more characters had unique text boxes, because she's the only one I can think off the top of my head. There might be another character that has a unique text box. But unique text boxes are like a nice little effect for characters to have to kind of differentiate them and stuff. Kind of hammers home how, like, strange Fi is, and how, maybe her speech is, different than a more humanoid. Well, I mean, she's pretty humanoid, but, a more actual human. Here we can go back to the dowsing mechanic, which will, like, I guess we can point our way to Zelda. And I don't know why I'm pointing at my monitor, because, like, ultimately I can just kind of just point it at the ground like I'm comfortable doing. I totally did not, like, swing like the game wanted me to there. Oh, yeah, explodey fruits. These are kind of great. They're just little explodey sticky things that if you get them on you, they'll stick around until they explode. The reason why I say they're great is because they're a lot like, those exact same, like, explodey sticky fruit are in, like, Wario Land 1, and I kind of enjoy that concept as a whole. Earlier, we pushed a log down into that previous area we had been into, which makes a nice little shortcut for us to get back here. I always enjoy when games have nice little, like, loop around shortcuts like that. The Dark Souls series is very good about that. Dark Souls, Bloodborne are very good about, like, things like that. And I always enjoy looping, like, level design as opposed to, having a bunch of warps around. Which, I mean, I also enjoy having warps just because, I'm kind of lazy and don't want to spend time running around. But yeah, I enjoy, like, looping things, so it was nice to kind of have a little shortcut like that. Are these guys just called Kiwis, or do they have a special name? He might have just said it. Something Skyward Sword did that I saw a lot of people get upset about were new races. I believe there's 3 new races in this game that we had never seen before. Let's just say Zelda. The probability of this life form being Zelda is 5%. That's... Oh, a Kikwi. I was pretty close. That's pretty good, though. Just, like, she does a lot of, like, oh, the percent chance of this is blank. And, generally it can be annoying. Like, you get a boss key, and you walk up to the boss room, and she's like, there's an 80% chance there's a boss behind this door. And I believe that happened. Like, that's not, like, a joke. Like, that verbatim, like, happens. Well, maybe not verbatim, but that situation happens later on. But whenever they make jokes with it, I enjoy it. But more often than not, they use that as, like, a... it's kind of annoying. Like, oh, hey, there's a 5% chance you're going to need to, learn how to play the game here. I saw, well, maybe I remember talking to people and them being upset about the new races introduced in this game, because this game is supposed to take place at the beginning of the timeline, and a lot of people were like, hey, if this takes place at the beginning of the timeline, does this race just go extinct? They just go away? Are they supposed to be, like, progenitors to, like, the Kokiri or the Zoras? Why are Gorons here? To which I must say is giving maybe Nintendo a little bit more credit than they probably put into it. And this little guy does not want to let us around here. Can I cut this mushroom? Oh, if I hit the mushroom, it scares the crap out of him. I do enjoy these guys. They got that, like, that plant-animal mix that I've always been into. I was a big Bulbasaur boy as a kid, and these guys get that down a-okay. We can douse for him, because right now he... And once again, I need to center the thing because I started pointing the thing at my monitor instead of, at the floor like I was previously. For some reason, this thing is picking up a Zelda when we douse. I don't know if that means like the dowsing's based on scent or something, but for some reason it is registering as Zelda. Okay, so she just wants us to run after Zelda. I came over here because I thought it might be like a little hidden area, but it might be where we need to go next. So I suppose we'll just keep checking for Zelda. The Kikwi. Oh man, that does not control well. Here, let me try that again. Can I? No, you can't. You have to point on this for some reason instead of just being able to use your D-pad, which kind of sucks. Oh, I said last time you could chump these guys with a shield bash, and I didn't show it. Yeah, so you can just knock them back like that and kill them no problem if you just want to hang back and wait for them to be ready. The only problem with the shield is that the shield, as you notice, has its own health bar. So if I were to just kind of waste my shield, like do a bunch of stuff like that, my shield would eventually break and I'd have to go fix it, which really sucks. I believe Breath of the Wild has a similar mechanic with its shields and swords, which I'm not really looking forward to, like your weapons breaking all the time. It's one of the features in like Dark Souls that I always thought sucked. Machi. So it kind of sucks that it's kind of been creeping into Zelda, like a, you know, health bar for your items, and you have to go get them fixed. It's kind of lame. I guess they're trying to, you know, make you experiment and go try out different things. But it just sucks if you're like, you know, I'm in the middle of a dungeon, oh, my shield broke, now I gotta kind of maybe leave the dungeon, go get a new shield, or just steal without having a shield. It's just kind of inconveniences you, and I'm totally into Machi just freaking out about Fi coming out, because there is no reason he should be okay with this weird being just revealing itself from my sword and then just kind of shouting down at me about percent chances and recharging my battery. Produce a false positive dowsing reaction. You need to maybe strengthen your dowsing effect thing, because like it's like, oh, Zelda like maybe like touched or was close to this thing. It's picking up as Zelda, so it's less of a magic control F and more of, I guess, a scent finder, much like the scent finding in Twilight Princess. Now we're going to be looking for the Elder, Kuweep. I do enjoy the new races in this game just because, you know, they're kind of cute. Like, I mean, look at that guy. That's a very good design, and all of the new creature designs are very good and enjoyable. It's just also, I guess people thought it was a bit weird for them to introduce new races that are just ultimately going to die out. Or, like the Zoras, evolve into birds when, you know, they're matched with a scenario that, you know, better fit them. This loops us back down to a place that we've already been, but I believe that it's closer to just make the trek back from here to that area that I tried to go off to. This is interesting because it looks like there's water coming down here. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like sand shifting or water. But it's an interesting effect to kind of let you know you gotta run up here, dude. You can't just walk up. If I were to walk up, I would slip and fall. The game kind of does a good job of breadcrumbing you along with stamina fruit to let you know, like, oh, hey, you know, you need to run along here. Let's give you some stamina fruit. It's something I wish they did a little bit more, just because, you know, I want to run around a lot. I don't want to deal with, you know, stuff. I just want to run forever. And it just kind of sucks that, you know, the stamina ends up being as much of a thing as it is. Stamina is something I have a love-hate relationship with in video games, because it's like, I think it's a good mechanic, but more often than not, I feel like it's kind of inconveniencing, because like in Dark Souls, it makes sense, like, oh, hey, here's a stamina, so you can't just block forever, so you can't just, you know, hit things into oblivion. I think it's a nice little mechanic. But for more often than not, like when it's like, oh, hey, you know, your run is tied to, you know, your run's tied to stamina, it's just going to make travel a little bit slower and obnoxious. So here we have an Octorok, which, I was going to say, like, I think there's Octoroks that have, no, I was going to say, yeah, I remember now. Those were, like, the first, like, 3D versions of the Octoroks, I believe, because they're doing exactly what the Deku Scrubs used to do, where they would, you know, just kind of pop out of the water and spit at you. Which, you know, isn't much to do, but it's an Octorok as opposed to being a a Deku Scrub, which was kind of interesting. It was nice to see, you know, a 3D Octorok. Because, you know, when I think Zelda enemies, Octoroks are, like, one of the first things I think of. One of the first enemies you encounter in, like, Zelda 1. So it's kind of interesting it took them as long as they did to make a 3D Octorok. I remember in promo art for Ocarina of Time there being Octoroks. So it's just kind of interesting that, you know, they scrapped it for Ocarina of Time and never got around back to it. It's also kind of nice that the Octoroks disguise themselves as bushes, trying to get the jump on us, but it's like, come on, dude. You're very easy to kill. You're not going to get the drop on us. Also, you're going to notice Link running around like a dope... Oh, nope, I did not mean to do that. I was trying to center my thing, and accidentally called Phi. Oh, no, I wanted to roll, because you roll... Now I need to put away the sword, because you roll with by flicking the nunchuck. Oh yeah, you can only roll when you're running. So I wanted to knock that bug off the tree. We don't have a bug net yet, so we can't capture the bug, which is a little unfortunate. I don't know if I just rushed ahead and forgot to get it in Skyloft, or if we just can't get it yet. It's not too important, because I believe the only function bugs serve in the game is for like upgrades and such. So if there's ever comes a time where I need bugs, I won't subject you guys to me going back and grinding on bugs. Oops, I meant to cut that. I didn't mean to run off accidentally. I mean, obviously, yeah, I wanted to run off accidentally. So yeah, we'll go find the bug net later. It's not imperative that we turn around and go get it right now. Because if we're short on bugs for an upgrade I really want later, we'll go ahead and get it. The first time I played this game, I got all the upgrades. I probably won't be doing that this time around just because it's obnoxious, and then there's a lot of items that I don't really... Oop, I didn't make that jump. Dang. There's a lot of items that we probably don't need to bother with upgrading. We'll just be upgrading, you know, my favorite's the one that we'll be using a lot. I think you can actually catch those birds in your net, if I recall correctly. Maybe I'm recalling wrong. Let's see if I do a little roll off here, if I get some extra distance. There we go. Now we're supposed to, like, swing the Wiimote back and forth to make Link kind of get some extra distance on it. I didn't do that with the first one, but here we go. And here's the Kikwi Elder. We're just going to talk to his butt and make him turn around. This is a very good design, just making a big one. Butcha. Oh, and his mustache, it like kind of looks like seaweed. It's kind of interesting. The way you saw through my ingenious camouflage. Very good design, these Kikwis. They're little, like, bandit masks. I believe Machi said that we needed to tell the Elder that he was safe. Oh, and he even has, like, that little, like, samurai, like, top knot thing going on. That's very cool, like, the way they kind of make him have, like, a bald head thing with the coloration of his back fur, I suppose. His little, like, horn? I don't know what that is. Oh, that was a very good noise. Love the sound design in this game. Even though I think last episode I talked shit about like a twinkle effect, but that's neither here nor there because the sound design is very good right now. So yes, he wants us to find 3 Kikwi, make sure they're safe, and maybe he'll help us find Zelda. So now it's time to run around the forest finding a Kikwi. And then Phi this is kind of the big problem with Phi, because this guy just told us, hey, go find the Kikwi, and I'll help you find Zelda. And then she kind of pops up and says, hey, you should find the Kikwi so he'll help us find Zelda. And it's like, my guy, my dude, Phi, not only can I read, but like, you coming out and stating it again does not help me anymore, because I've already read this. I guess they're just hammering it home by making you read it again, and then they give you a technical explanation for dowsing, which is crazy because we've been doing it. I don't know. I feel Phi was a real, like, missed opportunity because she has a really, really good design. I really like Phi's design. I like the sound design where they kind of got that Midna voice, like, randomizing, like, gibberish going in. We already know we're going to need to go this way, so let's go ahead and just go this way. And we'll select the Kikwi dowsing. And I'm just going to spin around and make sure there's no Kikwis behind. Well, I mean, there should be 2 Kikwis behind us, so maybe that isn't the most lucrative train of thought. And Fairy, do we catch things in bottles in this game, or do I need to? I believe we need a. What the hell am I trying to do? I'm trying to grab an item. I think we need. Oh shit! I just killed that grasshopper. I didn't realize you could kill the bugs in this game. Or maybe I just totally forgot. But yes, I think we need a bug catching net to capture fairies, like in Majora's Mask. I don't think you just bottle them in this game. Even if we did, we don't have an empty bottle anyway, so that's out of our out of the realm of possibilities. So we'll just continue onwards. We didn't come this way the first time we came. Maybe there'll be a Kikwi over here that we missed out on. And I saw a goddess cube. I don't know if there's anything we can do with goddess cubes at the moment. Go ahead and grab this rupee. Why not? More money will help, because, I mean, we're going to be spending money on, like, shield upgrades, etc., etc. So let's come over here. Maybe we'll find a Kikwi. These guys are interesting. They shift their guard, so you have to kind of slash them at the best angle. The only problem with this is they tend to shift their guard rather erratically. So from time to time, it'll be like, oh, you know, I need to hit them from the right. And, like, the split second you've made your attack, they decide that they're going to shift. Another problem is sometimes the gyroscope in the Wiimote tends to disagree with you and attacks at a different direction than you're trying to, which can kind of put the game a bit at odds with the player, which is unfortunate. I feel like maybe something like this shouldn't have been attempted when it was. Maybe it was a bit premature to jump into motion control. A motion control heavy game such as this, with the motion control of the era, it might make this game feel a bit outdated as time goes on. For now, I think it feels fine, and I think it controls fine, but I'm a bit worried 10 years from now, when we have much better motion control, like, will Skyward Sword just kind of be a relic of the past that, you know, doesn't work anymore? I mean, I guess you could say the same with, like, maybe, like, the graphics of, like, Ocarina of Time, like, oh, you know, they look so, like, blocky and, you know, etc., etc. Oh, how do I jostle? Because, oh, there we go. Can I just climb like this now? Oh no, it's wasting my... Yeah, it's wasting my stamina, so I can't just climb like that the entire way across. We have to actually balance, which is lame. We can't just climb... we can't just walk like that, because we would get the... Shoot, I am not being very, very coherent at the moment. We have to balance across by, you know, doing the, you know, balance the Wiimote, which I'm not sure if I could center it. Yeah, it's a bit weird, because you have to shift the Wiimote to shift your balance. It's a little weird. For some reason, Nintendo games love doing that balance shifting thing. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon does the same thing. But the reason why we couldn't just, you know, walk across was because if we walked on one of those spiky fruit, they get stuck to us, explode, and knock us off. So we have to kind of hop off from time to time to do the, oops, I just hit the table. That probably sounded awful on the mic. We get the exploding fruit on us, we'd fall off. So we have to jump down and knock them off. It's interesting that they are throwing us in as many encounters like this. I didn't think they did. One thing I like about the Boko Blends is they tend to give them a bit of personality. Like, you'll notice that they have, like, leopard skin underwear. And this is kind of a gag that I believe they mention a lot in the game. I think they get, like, different design, like, ridiculous designs for underwear. They also kind of give them, like, different outfits. Like, that guy had a bandana. Like, later we'll find them with, like, goggles and stuff. Give them a lot of character, and I really enjoy it. Oh, your legs have turned to jelly. My dude, your legs are permanently jelly. Look how small they are. And now if I was just, you know, telling us, hey, it is safe, you killed everything, and it's like, I'm aware. And she even tells us, like, hey, you can press 2 so I can tell you what to do here, but, you know, we've been knocking things out of trees for a while, so we know we can just knock this dude out of the tree. Maybe not the nicest way to get him down, but the only means we had to get him down. I believe this guy has a different face than Machi. I can't remember Machi's face off the top of my head, but I think they give him different faces, which is nice that, you know, that they aren't just all the same model. Give him a little bit of personality. Oh, Lopsa, that's such a cute name. Oh my god. I really enjoy the Kikwi. This guy's dealing with seeing Fi a little bit better, maybe because Fi's already popped out of the tree. But he's not enjoying it. I believe we had to find 3 Kikwi. Despite me saying I'm going to read and pay more attention, I don't really recall if he said 3, but I'm pretty sure he said 3. Can we climb this? Is that what we're supposed to do? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're supposed to climb and then swing over there. Kind of like a Wind Waker grappling hook puzzle, which grappling hook was never the greatest, but, you know, whatever. It worked. I mean, it works here. They definitely, I believe they really fixed it in the HD version, because I remember having a lot of trouble with it in the GameCube version. I mean, I know that they fixed the animation for it, because it used to have this long wind-up animation. Anyways, we've made our way back around. When we went that other way earlier, we were able to see this a little outcropping. I'm not sure if we can actually... can we go this way, or is this like... No, yeah, Link can actually fit through here. I was worried this would be a place where like a Dark Souls message, like "Turn back, fatty," would be, but it was not. Can we swim underwater yet? I'm not sure if we. Yeah, we need a power up to swim underwater. I couldn't remember if we could swim underwater or not. One thing I always enjoy is seeing swimming animations in games that like before you get the ability to swim. Wario Land 3 in particular is one I'm thinking off the top of my head that has a very good animation for that. These crows, which have a name. Actually, will Fi tell us about the enemy? Gwei, yeah. I couldn't remember if Fi did the Navi thing of like if you lock onto an enemy, you can get information on them, which is great because like I couldn't remember these enemies' names. Oh, that's interesting that they give us like battle performance. I wonder if that's just like a hey bro, you suck at killing these things, or if they actually give you like strats or anything. Because if that's the case, it'd be weird of like, hey, you've killed 10 of these things, you clearly know how to kill them. Let me give you a strategy for beating them. But that is nice that you can lock on the enemies and get like the enemy name, because that would plague me otherwise of like oh god, what's the enemy name? And these crows are killing me while I'm in dowsing mode. No Kikwi up there. I believe there is a save statue up there, so I'm gonna run up there just in case I die, because I would hate to die and have to restart. And when I said die, I actually meant if the game crashed, but dying is also, I guess, a real possibility. I mean, we've only, you know, maybe taken 2 hearts of damage this entire run thus far. So it's not too big of an issue, but, you know, just in case, you know. No harm in being safe. Thanks. I also was kind of thinking of coming up here to douse, but that's not bad advice, because, you know, that's something that you might not think about, like, hey, you know, get a good vantage point to douse for Kikwi. Although, even though dowsing from here, all you're going to really be able to see is, you know, should I go left or right? And it's like, you know, you probably came from one direction, so it's like, not that helpful. So much so I'm not even going to bother with it, because, you know, I'm 100% sure the Kikwis are going to be in the direction that I haven't visited yet. These Gweis at the moment are kind of trouble, because they like to stay out of the range of our swords, so we're going to just kind of ignore them when we can. And we see a bunch of Bokoblins up here, so there's likely a Kikwi, because they seem to want to eat them? Oh yeah, shoot, I pressed A to do a jump attack. I forgot that you need to then swing. This isn't your dad's Zelda. By your dad, I mean, I guess me, because I was a kid when Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask came out, so whoops. Bob's your uncle, I suppose? I mean, that's not what that phrase means, I guess. But, you know, whatever. Who cares? We're killing Bokoblins. Oh, we can do a Fatal Blow. Nice. I always forget if you knock the guys down, you can do Fatal Blow, which is nice. Do we have to climb the tree, or do we just knock the guy down? We knock fruit down. I believe sometimes those fruit can contain bees, which, you know, bees are never a thing you want to encounter. Bees are universally kind of bad. I mean, they're great in that, you know, they make us good honey and stuff, and that, you know, they're kind of having a hard time, so be nice to them. But also, you know, I don't want to encounter bees left and right. Luckily enough, there is a stamina fruit for us along the way, because it would have really sucked if there weren't, because then we probably would have run out of endurance given the amount of health I had getting up there. And do I have to cut his bush? Oh look, he's crawling towards grass because I cut his camouflage, so he's crawling in the grass from. Oh, that's really cute. That's really good. Do I have to cut all the grass to make him come up, or can I just talk to him? Yeah, I think I have to cut all the grass to make him realize he has no respite here. He's now in the danger zone. He's got to face his fears. I'm not sure if that's actually what the game wants me to do. Yeah, he seems to have become active. Yeah, they totally have different faces, and he has a little bit of hair. It's very good. Erla, your name's not good as Machi and Lopso, but I will accept it. I can't remember the chief's name off the top of my head, but you know, whatevs. Yes, there's still Kikwi. I almost just called him Kiwi. Kikwi to discover, because I mean, like, 3 minus 2 is 1. I'm not a computer, but, you know, I kind of ran that math, you know, without thinking about it. Didn't have to worry about calculations or 33% or 66%. You know, it's just 3 minus 2 is 1. Get with the program, Phi. Oh, I didn't have my shield out. I thought I had my shield out. Do I have to shield bash or... No, it's just breaking on my shield. Gotta actually... Oh, is it hitting the rupee? Yeah, it was hitting the rupee. And I actually got a shield bash, because if I just let it hit my shield, it takes off the stamina. A good shield bash is what stops you from, like, losing stamina on your shield. There are potions you can get that fix your item stamina, sort of like Repair Powder in Dark Souls. And I probably should have invested in that instead of Heart Potion. I wasn't really thinking when I bought the potion. I was just like, we were told to go buy a potion. Let's just grab Heart Potion, because that can be useful. Just in case, you know, we're ever getting our ass handed to us. But I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue. This game isn't ridiculously hard. Some of the combat can be a little tricky if you haven't come to grips with the gameplay yet. But I've played this game before, and I probably shouldn't have jumped down there because I had no idea where it went. I was actually kind of hoping it was a hidey hole like in Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask. I don't know why I would have just assumed that was here. Oh, hey, there's a Kikwi here. Nice. Oh, we tried to pick up the Kikwi. I kind of wish we kind of got him. You taste terrible. How do you know, my dude? Believe in yourself. I bet you taste delicious. Ulu. Olo? Not sure. Anyway, we found all the Kikwi, and we can go back to the Elder. So I suppose we'll be doing that. Are you here to say that we found them all? See, like, you know, I was just complaining about her, like, oh, she's a computer, you know, she should be able to run these kind of calculations a little bit easier. But the way she acts is very computer-like, very program-like, oh, hey, you know, there are no more left, you know. Oh, you know, I'm still, you know, picking up some, you know, I should continue the loop kind of deal. Maybe I'm giving her a little bit too much credit. I mean, I say that, but I've been doing nothing but kind of, like, hammer her into the ground, so, I mean, I guess take that with a grain of salt, but the way she acts is very computer-like. I will give Nintendo that. Can I roll on this? Oh, cool, I can roll while doing that. Oh, something nice. If you run out of stamina, Link goes into this, like, exhausted, like, state. It's very cute, if not annoying, since, you know, you can't just run forever. I feel like stamina is something, that should be relegated a little bit differently. Like, maybe, like, you know, maybe running in combat should take stamina, so you can't just run forever, but, like, running generally probably shouldn't take stamina, just because I want to move as fast as I can at all times. I don't want to, you know, waste my time. That being said, though, Link does move pretty quickly, so I probably shouldn't be complaining. Anyways, we found all the Kikwi. We'll talk to the Elder and see what he is thinking. Oh, God, I just love that. Very, very good. And, he's conveniently remembered where the young lady went. Now we've finally gotten the no. We finally gained the knowledge that she is in the temple, because, oh, hey, you know, where should we go in the Zelda game? The temple. Also, I just noticed that his bulb is the same size as the other Kikwis, despite being massive, which is very, very good. Very into that design. It's really good. Another neat thing is he's like, oh, yes, that Zelda lady you were talking about was just here. She vaulted off my stomach and ran towards the temple, which is very interesting. It's a maneuver I wish we could do. And he's about to grant us a Kikwi heirloom. I kind of wish he just actually did get to ground pound you. And then you get up and then it's just there. But it is, in fact, just in his bowl. We get to climb up him and gather it. And here we go. We have the slingshot. How wonderful. So we have our first projectile. And this game has the problem of having both a slingshot and a bow, which is kind of pointless. Like, I really don't understand what the deal is with Zelda games needing both a slingshot and a bow. Like, Ocarina of Time was... I can almost give it a pass of, like, oh, you have one when you're a kid, you have one when you're an adult. I don't entirely agree with that, because, like, you know, why can't just, you know, the kid use the bow? Why can't the adult just use a slingshot? Who cares? Like, we're an adult here and we're using a slingshot. But, you know, I'll give that game a pass on that one. I'll just give it a pass that once for, you know, trying to find an interesting, if not maybe lame way to use their, time travel mechanic. Majora's Max got it right in realizing, hey, we don't really need this. Who cares? Let's just, give him the bow, and be done with it. But then, like, Twilight Princess decided, like, oh, we're gonna have both the bow and the slingshot again. It seems Link, you dope, just slipping in like that. I don't know. It seems kind of weird. I wish the game would treat itself better than that, because it deserves better. I'm probably gonna go ahead and split the recording up here, just because I don't know how long I can record without like errors happening, and I figure the 30-minute mark is safe, even though I'm going to continue playing. Might as well save, split the recording, so I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, let's make our way for the dungeon. I'm not sure how hefty this episode will end up being, because we're going to be running into the dungeon, and I'm not confident in my ability to stop playing a dungeon in the middle of it, and I'm not sure how long it'll beat this dungeon, so this recording could end up being rather hefty. Who knows? Let's just do what we can. Quickly. Oh yes, we can. Quick equipped. That I am glad that she actually told us about that, because I was trying to remember how the items work in this game. Because if we hit 1, we can actually go into like our gear screen. You hit start to go into the map. You hit select to, I guess, grab what's in your adventure pouch. Because that's what's happening there. 2 is hence, down is Phi. You hold B and you activate your like equip wheel, which like right now we only have the slingshot, and we could do that and go into slingshot. But when you have your slingshot equipped, you just hit B to whip it back out, which is nice. A very nice, streamlined way of interacting and getting out your items. It's very nice. I kind of wish I could remember the adventure pouch off the top of my head, because the adventure pouch is going to become a bit more useful as we find more things for it later on. This is our first time picking up Deku Seeds, so we're going to roll with it. Actually, it's interesting that they call them Deku Seeds, because there are no Deku in this game. Spoilers. There's no Deku Babas, no Deku Tree. So it's interesting that they immediately refer to them as Deku Seeds. And who's that mysterious Debbie out there? I suppose we can talk about Debbie a little bit more as we go on. Because for now, we have a dungeon to find. Because we're like in the inner Faron Woods. Oh man, the dungeon's a little bit farther than I thought it was. I forgot about this area. I thought we were just heading straight into the dungeon. And is this area actually called Inner Faron Woods? Deep Woods, I was close. I'm actually really proud with Zelda not like, at any point referring to these as like a Lost Woods, or them being like, twisty, turny, confusey. Because, Zelda kind of got into that habit of having Lost Woods. I suppose, I was about to say, I suppose that, Twilight Princess didn't have them, but I think the area where you eventually go and find the Master Sword, the Sacred Grove, has a area that they refer to as the Lost Woods, because you fight like Skull Kid and such there. I was trying to do... Oh, there we go. I was trying to do a Fatal Blow and it wasn't working, but we got it. Kind of forgot the point I was trying to make. I was about to say, like, I'm giving them points for, not referencing old Zelda, but then kind of referring to things as Deku Seeds, just because, what else would you call the ammunition for your slingshot other than Deku Seeds, even though there's not really a reason for them to be referred to as Deku Seed. And up there, I don't want to douse, I actually wanted to get out my slingshot. There's some bees up there, and we probably shouldn't mess with them, but I'm an idiot, so let's just go ahead and get the bees out, and we can fight some bees. Do we have any means of killing the bees? Oh yeah, I forgot. You can do vertical spin attacks. I forgot the name of the spin attack for a second. But yes, you can do vertical spin attacks, which look very good, because you do a spin attack by shaking both the nunchuck and the Wiimote at the same time, and if you do them vertically, a vertical shake as opposed to a horizontal shake, you get that nice little horizontal attack. And let's see what our fruits of our labor for fighting those bees were. Did anything interesting fall? I thought I saw a sparkly. I guess I was just imagining it though. So, oh well, we'll continue onwards. Let's make our way towards the dungeon. We're full up on Deku Seeds, so we don't really need to worry about collecting more and more. Like I said though, sometimes it's weird because it's like I'm trying to swing to the right, and then I end up swinging to the left because the controls kind of disagree with me from time to time. Not to say that I think this is bad or anything, but just like it is This game does have a bit more failure than it probably should. I don't understand. Like, I'm guessing it's a problem with the technology, that the technology wasn't robust enough to do exactly what they're trying to do. Right there, for some reason, Link wasn't, like, would not balance. No, climbing's really slow. For some reason, he's not balancing very well. I'm, like, shifting the Wiimote and trying to keep it straight, but he, you know, starts to lean anyways. And, oh, come on, my dude. I'm supposed to shake him off. There we go, we got him off. Oh, like, once again, very good sound design. It was very cute. Very good. Yeah, but sometimes just the motion controls is a bit at odds. I'm just guessing that the technology wasn't exactly where it needed to be for... it wasn't as robust enough as they needed for this game. Once again, we make a nice little shortcut for making our way back. Our shield's at about half stamina, which... I might want it to be a bit more in shape for the dungeon, but we'll have to deal with what we got. As long as I don't, I guess, just completely screw up our shield, we should be fine. Because as long as you shield bash right, I think it more often than not works. I think when I fought that Deku Baba earlier, I might have just not shield bashed at the right time, and it took damage on... it took stamina damage or whatever. Will he just come to us, or do we gotta, like... actually get on there to make him go, because I'd just like to hit him in his face and... Oh, is that going to stun him? Is that going to piss him off enough to come over to us, or is he just going to sit there stunned? Yeah, there we go, because now we can just watch him, like, just... Can I get out of dowsing mode? Because I don't want to be in dowsing mode anymore. Yeah, you can just go to look mode as I slowly drag the thing over. It does not seem to agree with me. Is he not going to set off any of the bombs? Oh, no, that sucks. I was letting him walk over because I wanted him to activate the bombs. Do I have to get closer to him to jostle it, or is it just not giving me the commands? There we go. Oh, I hit A instead of up. Whoops, my bad. We dealt with him, though, so my strategy prevailed. And we magically warp up here. No knights to carry us back up here. Yeah, I was kind of hoping he would just step on the bombs and we could chump him like that. How do I get down? Do I just shake? That is going to be a problem I do from time to time. Some things like a shake command and I hit A, and then all of a sudden, oops, I've jumped into a hole. Sometimes, you know, don't... Oh, come on, Link. These bounce segments are so weird, because it's like you can hold them, you can hold the Wiimote perfectly straight, and the game will still... Oops, I gotta roll to get that off. The game will still decide, oh hey, you weren't going perfectly straight, or Link will just kind of auto veer off. Can I sit? Oh yeah, that's something I like in this game. You can just sit in a lot of locations. It's very nice. And just because the game took the time to frame this fruit, we're gonna go ahead and shoot it down, see if it has anything interesting in it. Just a rupee, which, you know, isn't too great. Probably not even worth like going out of our way for, but you know, why not? I'm gonna go ahead and save with that Deku Baba being like right behind us. He can't get us, so whatever. And then, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and slay him, just because he's this close to my home for now. And you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and try out my shield bash again. Yeah, if you bash at the right time, you don't take stamina damage. I must have just kind of took it on the chin before, and that's why I took the stamina damage for my shield. I'm not sure if rolling actually gets us any farther, but I went ahead and rolled just in case. It's kind of interesting the things that take Link's stamina and what doesn't, because like holding yourself up from a rope, the one that we were balancing on took stamina, but holding on to that that swinging vine does not. The gold Deku Babas are interesting in that they shift their guard, at least where they're slit in their mouth, if you consider that their guard. Unlike the blue ones, which just have their guard set, I believe. Maybe they just have more health, because I know it took 2 hits there. Maybe all Deku Babas can shift their guard. Like, I didn't seem to shift his guard, so maybe all of them can just shift their guard. Here, Gorko's going to tell us about the Goddess Cubes, which I believe I made reference to in the first episode about being a pain. They're kind of an interesting mechanic, in which there are these things on the ground called Goddess Cubes, and you can activate them, and they make treasure chests appear in the sky, which kind of give you, like, oh, you know, you explore on the ground, which unlocks, you know, exploration in the air, which sounds good on paper, but a lot of these Goddess Cubes just kind of have garbage in them, so more often than not, it's like, you know, why bother to go after them? They just end up not being worth your time. Which is a shame, because I think it's an interesting idea to kind of tie together ground and land, ground and sky. I almost say ground and land. Ground and sky exploration. So it kind of makes sky exploration feel a bit lame because it's like a lot of them hinge so much on these goddess cube things. But then it's like, you know, why bother with the goddess cubes? I'm just going to get garbage. I don't think there's a goddess cube with a heart piece in it. But there may well be, because I went after the goddess cubes on my first playthrough for the most part. And I did get all the heart pieces, so who knows if they're tied together. You just give it a Skyward Strike, and it unlocks a item in the sky to get. I guess this is about as good a time as I can talk about the crafting system. I think crafting inherently has an interesting idea. It gives you a mean to give players a reward without giving them too much. Like, instead of... like, I know you can't craft heart pieces, but let's say there were heart chunks in the game. You get enough heart chunks, you can get a heart piece. You can then craft, you know, miniature challenges that give heart chunks to lead up to acquiring a heart piece. I think it's nice to increase the amount of like miniature challenges to have like smaller rewards scattered throughout the game. That's something that crafting does nicely, because then not only are you giving a, you know, smaller reward to make something that the player will care more about later, but you also give the means of maybe, you know, the player prefers one thing over the other, and they go out of their way for this challenge, get something they don't really care too much about, and just go, oh, well, you know, I'm glad I did it because I care about the challenge, but, you know, I don't really care too much about this prize you gave me. And crafting allows them to kind of maybe pick and choose what they care about a bit more, because it's like, you know, oh, I got a piece of this. Sure, maybe the game intends for me to make this, but I care about this other item a bit more. So I think crafting inherently isn't awful. Of course, I want to proceed. What is she going to be like? Actually, I should have said no, because, like, I just kind of was like, well, of course, like, just, you know, gut feeling, like, why would I say no? But I honestly should have said no to see what she's said, because she's like, hey, I sense a lot of monsters. Are you really sure you want to do this, bud? What if I would have just been like, no? She would have been like, oh, I understand, you know, this mission of the goddess will wait. I'm actually really interested to see what she would have said. Now she's warning us, like, hey, you should probably go, like, refresh your shield, get some heart potion, etc. We'll be fine, though. We'll just continue onwards. I guess we could go check out, like, what those goddess cubes gave us. Look to the star, that bird rising heavenly. Aim your shot there. Okay, I guess it's just telling us, like, a hint to shoot something at a bird. Maybe that's in the dungeon, because I don't really see any birds around here. I say it, but then I'm going to go take another look. Who knows? We'll worry about it in a second. We could just totally take off. I think the dungeon's locked at the moment. There's a thing we need to unlock. We'll run around and take a look. And are there bugs? Those are just bugs. I thought they were like made living versions of the explodey guys. But yeah, we could just totally take off to the sky and replenish our goods. But I think we're fine. I'm not seeing anything we can shoot, so maybe... Oh, there we go. That's what I was thinking of. There's a crystal we gotta shoot. I really like the crystal design in this game, where it's a big crystal that breaks into a bunch of pieces whenever you hit it. Fi and another character kind of emulate this... not emulate, but they kind of share this kind of design... artistic design, I should say, with those crystals, and it's something I really enjoy, this kind of, I guess, scattering of shapes. I'm not sure if Fi does diamonds off the top of my head. This other character that we saw, like, warp away menacingly before did have a diamond motif going on, however. Fi kind of has, like, some diamond, like, fishnet, like, stocking-looking legs going on. And here we go, our first dungeon. Oh boy, I think we're, like, 40 minutes or so into this recording. Maybe I'm a bit off. Maybe it's closer to 50. So we should probably call it here. Maybe we should go back up to the sky and prep a little bit more, and we'll see what's in the dungeon next time. But I'm so excited for the dungeon that I don't really want to do that. She's just warning us that we can't do dowsing in the temple. And actually, you know what? Let's actually not call it here. But let's go explore the sky a bit more. See if there's some things we can do. Like if maybe we can get a bug net. So we can capture fairies, just in case, you know, I am getting my butt kicked left and right. Since from time to time for like things like this, like the Wiimote feels a bit weird. Sometimes like in that menu, it's super responsive and going super fast, but like the wheels, the Wiimote's not going very fast. Like the when I say wheel, I mean like the item wheel. So we're gonna go ahead and just screw off to the sky and go see if we can find some stuff. Maybe do some start up some side quests before we do the dungeon. We'll do the dungeon next time because I'm guessing the dungeon's probably like a 2-hour affair, and I'd hate to like an hour into the episode jump into a dungeon and then make this a 3-hour thing, especially since I'm not sure how long my voice will hold out. I'm still getting better. Yeah, Fi's letting us know about our goddess cubes. There's one island in particular I know I want to go to. Skyloft is like, you know, our hub, and there's definitely some stuff that we want to do there. But there's an island which has the lumpy pumpkin on it, and I don't know where it is off the top of my head. I think it's a straight shot from where the from Skyloft. That being said, which way's a straight shot is debatable. Oh yeah, this is something neat. When you fly around, like other like knights will kind of come and show up and be like, hey, you know, we're here too. What's up? And there's a bunch of little islands you can land on, fight enemies and such. But that's not really what we're into. Let's check the map, because if I look at the map, I bet I can figure out which one the lumpy pumpkin's on. How do I zoom in? No, I don't want to set a beacon. I want to zoom in. I think this actually might be the lumpy pumpkin. So let's just kind of survey the area and figure out where that beacon is. I don't see the beacon. Oh, there's the beacon. It was hiding behind the green one. So they have that little altitude. I totally forgot the word for altitude. I was just like, I said it wrong last episode, and then I got self-conscious and totally forgot the word. And oops, I'm veering off the exact wrong way. Oh, and I just jumped off my bird. I was trying to center the camera and jumped off my bird. That was a bad. It is something neat that you're not really locked into bird. Like, I don't have to, like, oh, you can only get off an island. You can just jump off. Like, if I fell too far, eventually I think it would be like, hey, your bird is forcibly supposed to come over and pick you up. But, you know, I can technically land on any of these islands, and I can just jump off anywhere and land anywhere I want on the island. Granted, you know, as long as it's not, like, below something. Here we go. This was totally the lumpy pumpkin. I'm going to try and land on top of it, so let's get an above view. And how do I sell cloth? Yeah, here we go. And we land on top. I'm not sure there's any benefit to landing on top. It's just, you know, of course I'm going to land on top of the building if I have the chance. Especially since it's a big pumpkin. I'm not sure why that matters, but I enjoy it. They have a bunch of pumpkins in the sky, and I think that's something... oh, another adventure pouch. That's interesting. I wasn't expecting that. I believe in Twilight Princess and Yato Village, I think, is the starting town. They grow pumpkins as well, so it's kind of interesting that, like, you know, they have this kind of, like, pumpkin... I was going to say economy, but that's not really a pumpkin. You know, it's not a pumpkin-based economy. They have rupees. But it's interesting that pumpkins are as prevalent as they are in the Zelda series as they are, you know, at least in the last 2 3D Zelda games, you know. Lumpy Pumpkin and, I guess just Yato Village's general pumpkin-loving stuff. And the pumpkin soup, I believe it was, that Yeto makes you. I think it's pumpkin soup. That stuff always looks super good. I actually have a recipe for it. Well, I have. I found a recipe of it somewhere. Because, you know, dorks like me who have, like... Well, I say dorks like me. Dorks like me, but who have cooked, like, super good cooking ability, you know, have come up with, like, recipes and stuff for that. It's something I've always wanted to try and don't know why I haven't bothered. Oh my god, these beds have little jack-o'-lanterns on them! That's such good design! Oh, man! I love, like, I probably shouldn't be throwing around the word design like I am, because I'm throwing it around for, like, art design, sound design, game design, but just I almost did it again. Those beds are really cute, is what I'm saying. I'm super into the way they look, and I almost said it again. And there's a heart piece on that chandelier, and I totes want to get it. Get our first heart piece. I believe that guy on the left was in town before. If we talked to him, I believe he kind of like, yeah, he emotes a lot and kind of, I mean, I guess all the guys emote, but I was thinking like that little kind of like hand flourish over there. He has a real kind of like pop star sensation to him. And he's talking about like this old man wanting Kina's attention. Like this dude's like Soup's old and Kina's like Soup's a kid. But I'll believe you for now. What do you want me to believe? I probably shouldn't have... I kind of want to know a bit more about it, because it's like, from what I've heard, you're kind of a creepo, so kind of give me a bit more information, my dude. A fiendish demon living in Skyloft, We might have to investigate that claim. It sounds a bit silly, though. I'm not sure if I believe that there's a demon running around in Skyloft. Let's talk to this guy. Kind of interesting that they didn't make this guy like Talon, because it seems like, you know, this would have been where Talon and Malon would have been relegated were they in this game. But they are, in fact, not. I'll take a little pumpkin soup. Why not? I mean, it looks like we're going to have to pay for it. For something that we don't. Oh, you know, this is something that we could put in our bottle. Actually, now I think about it. I was thinking that was like, oh, you know, this is this is food that you can just eat to like in game. Like, oh, you know, you ate some food and you feel good in game. It doesn't really have any benefit, but I believe the pumpkin soup is something you put in your bottle, and I could use it like heart potion. So we're gonna have to remember that. Does Kina have anything important to say, or is she just going to tell us? Oh, she's just telling us to not bother with the chandelier. Yeah, no, don't worry. I won't even think about it. I love how she's talking about the rupees, like, you know. Oh yeah, don't go after the rupees on the chandelier. Those are definitely the most important things there. This is one of Groose's flunkies. He reveals he is a bug lover. We can do a bit with bugs with him. But we don't really care, because we're not after bugs. What we're ultimately after is, what does this say? Big Rexes cause the chandelier to shake. Do I just gotta keep shaking it till it falls, or... There we go, yeah, we just gotta keep shaking it till it falls. Because I want that heart piece. Also, this starts a side quest, I believe. That guy's expression, just like, unchanging, was really good. He was just already into it. Oh man, I wish the music just stayed, like, stopped until we were done. We'll pick up our ill-gotten gains before we go talk to him. It's a very good heart piece design. I really like it. Let's see what Kina has to say before we move on. Yeah, she knows the deal. She warned us. There's signs up there. She knew completely what we were going for. Let's own up to our mistake. What's up, my dude? How can we make this up to you? I'm sorry, I needed the heart piece. Your custom-ordered chandelier. Well, I mean, it's not really working for free if we're trying to pay it off, but I mean, I understand what you mean. Yes, we'll own up to our responsibility. I got what I wanted, so we might as well help. There's some interesting mini games they make us do here. First thing we have to do is deliver to Aegis. That's Aegis like eagle. I forgot the bird thing. I saw Aegis and thought eager. But Aegis is supposed to be like eagle, I suppose, since I have that bird thing going on. Yes, we will deliver it to Aegis, even though I have no idea who he is. Oh, we need an empty bottle? Will you give me one? Oh, darn, I guess I'm going to have to drink my potion right now. I suppose we could always just, you know, screw off and worry about it later, but I'll just go ahead and drink my potion. Who cares? I mean, we're probably not going to need it. Even though one of the reasons why I came back here was to potentially get a bug net. Now that I think about it, maybe if I talk to Groose's flunky guy whose name I can't recall off the top of my head, maybe he would have given me a bug net, because he was like, hey, I'm a bug fan. I don't believe he gives you the bug net, but, you know, Zelda games, you know, the bug-loving kid gives you the bug net. It's a thing. Does the bug-loving man in Link Between Worlds give you the bug net? I can't remember off the top of my head. I guess it doesn't matter. Anyways, we've been given 5 minutes to get back to Skyloft before the soup goes cold. So it's much like the hot water quest in Majora's Mask. So we need to not only make it to Skyloft, but figure out who Aegis is. I think he said he was the Knight Commander, so I'm guessing he is the guy in the sword area. And I want to go through this little gate here, because as you can probably tell, this is a boost circle thing, and flying through gives us a big boost to speed. That'll get us where we want to go faster. We're even able to recover some wings, which will make this go a lot faster. God, I love the little filter they put over the game, things in a distance, to make it look like kind of like an impressionist painting. I don't feel like the game totally takes advantage of it, because it works best in like wide open spaces like this, and there aren't really like a ton of things like that. It is interesting though that you don't just fly straight into Skyloft. As you notice, there was a loading screen in between it, which, I mean, you know, is understandable. I just honestly wasn't expecting it to require a loading screen to get into Skyloft. When we got there, I think this guy's the Knight Commander, so let's just hope he is. You smell something. Oh yeah, thank God, it was him. I read just enough to make the assumption. Yep, that's right. I went out of my way to bring it to you. Here you go, my dude. Definitely, just because, you know, I care and like about you. Also, I just noticed he has a different hat. I figured it was like an armored helmet, but he has like a different hat. I wonder if that's just because like he's the boss, so he gets a special hat, or oh, I mean that's definitely the case. He's the boss, so he gets a special hat. But it kind of reminds me of Zora's. Like that's something I always thought was neat. Like the Link's hat kind of being evocative of like the Zora design, and then like in Majora's Mask, they kind of make his little Zora tail fin green as opposed to plopping a hat on his head. I always enjoyed that. And I wonder if that design was on purpose, kind of like give it a Zora feel to it. I'm kind of talking out my ass here because, you know, it probably isn't, and I've just made an assumption where there wasn't one to be made. And you know what? Before we run back to the lofty pumpkin, the lumpy pumpkin, we should probably check around town, see if we can find a bug net. Because there are quite a few side quests we can do in town. No one is here, so no reason to be here. Maybe we could always poke around their house, break their jars, a la Zelda fashion. But, you know, we're here for the people. This game has a lot of, like, I guess, interesting characters. Oh, hey, there's Beetle's shop. A kid told us about this in the first episode, but it wasn't here, and I called the kid crazy. But Beetle does, in fact, have a shop. You ring the bell. Does he let down a... Yeah, he lets down, like, a little rope for us to climb. And that kid has something to say for us, say to us now. If I can just, there we go, get on the rope, because I want to go talk to Beetle. It's kind of interesting that you have to, you know, do this to get up to Beetle. And in fact, that's like a really, like, Beetle's whole shop design is really cool. He has this, like, little, like, winch and pulley to get you down. It's a little flying shop. And then when you get in here and find out its power source is just him on a bike, like a gerbil, it's like, hell yeah, this is awesome. And look at Beetle, like, Beetle was like this weird looking dude in the first one, and this one he's like a youthful child with this weird like baboon butt pants. Like it's very strange. But yes, he runs a shop and he's got lots of goodies to sell. He has this heart medallion. I think this makes hearts spawn more often. Is he not going to tell us? Oh, 800 rupees. Oh my lord. We can't afford that even if we wanted to. I mean, I'm going to buy the net. I don't care what these other things. I think this is more ammunition for the slingshot. No, it's a bigger wallet. We carry 300 rupees. Wait, how much can we carry at the moment? Because we have 202. Did it say 300 more, or that we can carry 300? I'm not exactly sure. So let's just leave it alone. The wallet size gets ridiculous in this game, so we don't really need anything like that. What I really want is that bug net, which we should totally be able to afford. If it's more than 200 rupees, I'm going to be very surprised. Yeah, 50 rupees. We get to make a net profit. Very good joke, Beetle. Super into it. Glad that we have the stupid net. I wish I would have grabbed this before we left. Oh, wait, we couldn't have grabbed it before we left because we needed to hit the bell, and we didn't have a means of doing that until we got the slingshot. So now we'll be able to catch bugs and fairies. And I'll grab this pouch if we can purchase it. I'm not sure if we'll have enough for it. Yeah, we don't have enough for it, unfortunately. We'll definitely be coming back. I don't think, unless I'm just like, you know, rolling in the cash, I don't think I'll bother with the extra wallet or that life medal. I don't really remember what it does, but I'm just guessing it gives us more health. Oh, he's excited about us being in Beetle's air shop? I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool. Just get a slingshot, my dude. You're a kid. That's when you're supposed to have them. Before we call the episode, I do want to do a little bit of exploration, see what's crack-a-lack in here. I'm not just going to talk to randos, though, because that'd be boring. Typically, people have those little like speech bubbles above their head if they have something interesting to say. I suppose we can also get our shield fixed while we're here. I'm not sure if we're able to upgrade our shield just yet. In fact, actually, before I buy a new shield, let's just make sure that, or before I upgrade our shield, let's make sure we can't just buy a new, better one. Because that would kind of suck if we purchased a shield and then like, oh hey, there's a better one available. Nope, he just has the basic shield. What does he have to say? Can I talk to him? Yes, here we go. Let's talk to him, see what he has to say. Oh, he's carrying a new item. A small seed satchel. I guess this will just let us carry more. I'll probably buy it if I can afford it. Is it 100 rupees? Yeah, 100 rupees. That sounds fair to me. Let's do it. Because we're going to be using the... I believe you have the slingshot for a long time before you get the bow. Which, like, if you're going to, like, I guess, have a bow and a slingshot in a game, you might as well as make them, like, take a while to acquire. Because, like, in Twilight Princess, you get the slingshot and you, like, get the bow, like, almost immediately, like, second dungeon. So it's like, you know, why even have the slingshot? It's dumb. Not saying that this game's any better by, like, you know, spacing out the slingshot and the bow when they could have, like, you know, just had the bow and then come up with a better item to have later. But, you know, whatever. Let's see how much it costs to fix the shield. 10 rupees, it sounds fair to me. Why not? We'll probably be, like, full up on our wallet by the time we beat the dungeon. I'm not sure if this game does the Twilight Princess thing of if a wallet is full, you won't pick up rupees from chests. Because this game does forego some of the quality of life things that Twilight Princess does. That being said, I guess, you know, finding a chest with rupees in it and not being able to put it away was also kind of lame in Twilight Princess. I'm not going to buy a potion just in case we need a open bottle for the doohickey, the lumpy pumpkin. Oh wait, can we just scoop things into our bottle? I wonder if we can do that with fairies, or if we need the net. I can just run around like a moron with the net out. That's actually pretty good. Can we quick cycle through things? Wait, no, we actually gotta deal with the... you gotta deal with the wheel to actually switch items. I wasn't sure if I hammered B enough times if it would switch. You can get to like the adventure pouch thing by holding select the minus button. We'll do a little bit of exploration of Skyloft before we take off, because we didn't even look at the other half of the island. There's this lady down here who talked about her daughter kind of disappearing. Kukil. Did she say Kukil? She's saying the same things. I just want to see the kid's name again, because this kid is very enjoyable. Kukil. So yes, her child is missing at the moment, but she's not panicking about it. She will be later. Spoilers. Like I said, I'm not going to be able to contain these hot spoilers, like that a child is missing and will continue to be missing, and we might have to find them later. I believe this lady has some side quests for us later. She's a very good design, so I just figured we'll talk to her, even though she didn't have anything to say. I guess she just wanted to hit on us. That's very important to continue the game. Tell us how handsome we are. I have no idea if she's supposed to be much older than us, though, because she's not at her school, so that probably means that she's not our age. And this lady's house is totally dirty. Another very good design. A lot of these people have very good design. Oh, she's Pipit's mom. Pipit's mom's house is very dusty. We'll have to remember that for later. Nothing we can do about that now. We don't have the dust buster. We got a sword and I was about to say a mop. A mop would actually do the job, but we have a net, not a mop. We can catch dust bunnies, but more of literal dust bunnies instead of the common... Well, I guess dust bunnies would be literal dust bunnies. Bunnies who are made of dust as opposed to collections of dust that are just being referred to as dust bunnies. Let's go ahead and see what's in here. Somebody's house. Why does this guy's house look familiar? We might have to come here for a side quest later. Oh, can I not even talk to this dude? Oh, no, there we go. Oh, it's a lady. Oh, this is the upgrading shop guy's, like, mom, I believe? Might be his wife. I'm not sure. But the guy who fixed our shield, this is where he lives. It's kind of interesting. He has a forge back at his house as well, so he's very dedicated to his craft. Super into it. I know this probably isn't the most interesting thing just going around town, but like I said, I haven't played this game since it was new, and I honestly don't remember when a lot of the side quest triggers happen when they do, and honestly can't even remember all of them off the top of my head. So I figure, you know, a good look around town, see all the houses we can find. I think there's a house back here somewhere. Might be making that up, though. It's just those two houses? Or did we go into a third one that I forgot about? Because, I suppose it's supposed to be implied that there's more houses than we can actually enter. That's always my assumption. Which houses did we go in? Did we go into this house? I think this might have been one that we didn't go into. Or is this Pipit's mom? Nope, this is a different house. Is this the rich guy's house? For some reason I remember there being a rich guy. This might be the shopkeeper. I'm not exactly sure, but there's no one here, so no reason to be here. Actually, I'm gonna check the wardrobes just in case one of these places have like a hidden entrance, because I think one of them might have like a little hidden area in the house. Oh, this is the potion people's shop. I was trying to remember whose shop this, or whose house it was. I was able to tell because they had a little baby carriage, cradle. That's what those are called. I believe that's all the houses at this point. Maybe there's one on top of this. If there isn't, then I think we've seen it all. So with that, we could probably call it here. But I'm gonna run back to the lumpy pumpkin. I keep wanting to call it the lofty pumpkin. But we'll go back to the lumpy pumpkin, let them know we completed it, see if they have another side quest for us, because I think, that's dumb. We can't color bird like that. You have to dive off. You can't, like, land backwards on your bird. I'm not sure if this is a different knight than we saw the first time we fell off, but there are a few possible knights that can show up when you jump off, which is kind of cool that it isn't just, like, you know, just one dude flying around. There's a few different people you can potentially get. But yes, we'll fly back to the Lumpy Pumpkin. I'm not sure if we'll be able to do the next step in their side quest chain yet, or if it's just like, hey, I need some time to figure out what to make you do. You've made me so mad by breaking my special chandelier. Ooh, I don't like you, Lonk. You're a no good darn troublemaker. I'm not sure if that thing down there was an enemy, because there's some enemies in the sky that fly as well, but I don't think you see sky enemies until a later point in the game. I think that was another knight. There are Octoroks who hang out on islands, but they're not really of much concern, since you can kind of, for the most part, ignore them. Because, I mean, they're just going to shoot at you. Dodging things that are being shot at you aren't too bad. And, oh, hey, there is a... Oh, I forgot to push the thing. I actually hit A instead of B, so that's why I biffed it. And there is a chest here. I don't think this is active, though. Yeah, this is an unactive goddess chest, I believe they're called. We have to find its, like, relative goddess cube to activate it. There was another goddess cube that we activated. I'm not too concerned with going and hunting it down at the moment. So I think, no, you know what? We'll do it. Why not? I keep saying that, you know, we're just going to do this and we're going to end it. But you know what? Why not? We'll go ahead and do whatever they want us to do. Then we'll go find that goddess chest. We'll call it a day there. Yep, he just needs some time to think about it. I figured. A typical video game. That's how they roll. You know, they gotta do what they gotta do. And I'm gonna go ahead and talk to the bug guy now that we got a bug net. See if he'll say anything interesting. Maybe he'll tell us like some bug secret. Yeah, sure. What are you doing here, my dude? Yeah, I know you're really into bugs. Oh, he would have told us where to get the bug net, which is kind of funny that, you know, I could have potentially... Oh, shoot, those glowing pumpkins! That's some A+ art design. Good job. Very into that. I'm sorry, I've never noticed that before. But that's kind of funny that, you know, I could have talked to him and learned that, hey, Beetle has the thing that you wanted, and then I just happened to totally blunder into it. How do I activate the map? Plus. I'm acting like an old man with these controls. There are 2 other minigames we could go potentially do. I'm not sure if one of them is active yet. And you know what? Just because I keep accidentally elongating the length of the episode, let's just go ahead and go do another minigame. Did we actually do a minigame? I mean, we came here. I was expecting to do a minigame while we were here, but I don't think we do a minigame until their second side quest. I can't see the beacon, but I'm pretty sure it's off this way. Am I flying the right way? I'll check the map. And no, I'm glad I did, because we are going the wrong way. There we go. So if I can't see the beacon, then I should probably just turn around, because that beacon is very visible. I tend to try and fly as high as I can, because you can, like, dive bomb down for speed. But as you can see, like, the way I have to kind of contort my hand to make it work makes it not, like, worth it a lot of the time. There's just 2... those are just 2 Octoroks having a time, and man, they totally like curved that shot. That was not great. I mean, to be fair, I also just watched it careen into me as opposed to like doing something about it. So that was my bad. Let's try and get a little bit closer to that island. Is this the island with the chest on it? Yeah, that's the island with the chest on it. Oh, I pressed the wrong button to get off. I am acting like a total old man with these controls now. Oop. Now imagine that, but like for like 30 minutes, and that was me trying to play this game for the first time during the wing ceremony. It was not a good experience. And let's go ahead and just land here. See, this is something that I don't think this game does great. Like, there's a lot of like just little islands floating up in the sky, but a lot of them are just like this is an island with one chest on it and nothing else. And holy crap, it had a heart piece. So I guess the goddess cubes are relatively important, because I remember going out of my way to get a lot of them. I didn't complete it because I ended up getting all the heart pieces in the game. But now I understand why I did get as many as I did. I guess because we needed to get all the heart pieces. You can kind of tell which islands actually have content on them, because that will have like stuff like, oh, I can tell that's an actual little island. And I'm not sure if it's this island or this island that's the one I want to go to, but we want to go in this general direction, so I'll just, go ahead and put a beacon out there, zoom out and move the beacon. Unless that's that island, let me zoom in. No, it's not that island. I don't think that minigame's open yet. I believe it's off in this direction, so we'll just put the beacon over there and we'll fly over there. And then we'll actually end the episode. There's nothing more that will happen this episode, I promise. Because I know, like, this is, I'm totally going to drown you guys in content. Like, I've been gone, and I don't think I ever did a real good job explaining myself on Twitter, let alone YouTube. I know I never explained myself on YouTube. The reason for the content drought after the Wario Land 2 Let's Play, maybe this isn't the best place to air this, is, I graduated college, and I was, looking for a job. I didn't have enough, my apartment, like, lease wore up, so I didn't really have a place to live. Now it's kind of bouncing between family and friends. And even though, like, there were times when I totally could have recorded, I really wasn't in the mood to, like, actually, start something. It was real down, looking for a job. Spent 4 months looking for a job, which, ultimately isn't that long, but it was a real kind of disheartening experience, even though ultimately, being unemployed for 4 months, that's not that bad in the grand scheme of things. But, that's that. We're here now, playing Skyward Sword in my new apartment. Hopefully the audio sounds decent. I checked it a few times, but it always sounds decent whenever you're testing it. It's always when you're actually recording where the bads come out. But here we go. We've flown over to the island I was actually looking for, and what the hell are those things? I have no idea what these are. I mean, obviously it's some kind of like bonus thing for falling as long as we were. I don't know if they were like bugs or if there was some kind of bird, but maybe they were squirrels. I'm not exactly sure. Is this the island I was looking for? Yes, it was. I was looking for Bamboo Island. This place is like a super chill theme that I really like. We have this weird like swordsman dude here. What is this place? I suppose we should have asked, who are you? But it's a secret spot where he comes to train. This man actually lives on Skyloft. He is the item check girl's dad. And he's the most popular guy in all of Skyloft. Excuse me. And he has an actual katana, which is kind of interesting. I don't believe there's ever been a katana in Zelda up until this moment, so it's kind of weird. He comes here to sweat off the pounds, which is kind of an unfortunate fat joke, but whatever. We'll go ahead and play his bamboo slicing game. This game's weird. It's enjoyable, but I wouldn't say it's great. Because what he wants us to do is he wants us to cut this bamboo into as many slices as we can, I believe. Which, probably means just, swing it side to side as, a perfect horizontal cut as fast as you can, as many times as you can. But more often than not, it just feels a little weird. I'm not sure if we could have complained there to have gotten a free play or not, but, who cares? I didn't want to, like, have to go through the conversation again if we didn't have to. Yeah, because we have until this thing touches the ground. So this feels more... See, like, it fell out of my range, and it just kind of felt more random than it does, like, having actual skill. Maybe there's, like, some, like, super level of deep strat to it that I'm not sure. I'm not sure how many times we need to cut it, but 12 does not feel it a lot. Yeah, we're not doing very good. We need at least 15 cuts. Oh, we can totally do 15 cuts. I'm not sure if you'll, like, raise it and they'll be, like, a level 2. If we get a longer sword, it'll be easier to do it. So I guess he's trying to tell us to come back later when we have, a better sword. But we'll go ahead and give it one more shot before we... If I can't do it on this next try, we'll just call it there. And come back when we have a better sword. But for now, let's just give it one more shot. I'm in. Buckaroo. Not sure why I had to throw in the buckaroo there, but you know, why not? Let's go ahead and give it a shot. I was going to try and make a pun with cutting, but it didn't. It wasn't in my favor. No, don't come back, please. No! Come on, we were one away. Dang! We were so close. Oh, man. Beans. That sucks. We were so close. And because we were so close, I feel that warrants one more try. But after this try, if it doesn't work out, I'll really back out. Especially since, even if I keep doing this, oh, one more try, I only came in with 40 rupees anyway, so it's like, that'll be that. And oh my god, he has to talk so long after you fail each time. So that'll especially mean that, like, if I don't do it the next time, I'm definitely going to back out just because he takes so damn long to tell you, hey, you probably shouldn't be trying this yet, my dude. But we're going to go ahead and give it one more shot. I feel like maybe cutting it slowly might be the best way to do it, because as you notice, it keeps careening off to the right, and that might be because I'm swinging to the right harder than I am. No, I don't know. Like, maybe swinging it a bit slower to kind of control where the bamboo is falling might be the better strategy, rather than swinging randomly. I say as I swing randomly there at the end, but hey, we got 17 cuts, so yeah, definitely cutting slowly to kind of control the fall, so it doesn't kind of careen off randomly, is probably the best way to do that. So hey, like I was just complaining that it feels a bit random, but there is a little bit of strategy there. We definitely want to come when we got better sword, but we'll at least accept that 30 rupees, seriously. We did not make a profit at all. That being said, though, he's, you know, told us 3 times now that our sword is stubby and to come back later. So we will definitely be doing that. We will definitely be coming back later. For now, let's just go find a save point and call it there, because that is good. Not sure if I'm super confident in my ability to get 20 after we just barely eked out 17. So let's go ahead and just go find a save bird. There might have been one on the island right behind us. I wasn't actually paying attention, so there very well could have been one right behind me. And I just totally wasn't paying attention. That being said, we do know if we fly to the green beacon alight, we can just go to the that save bird right in front of the temple and be good. So we'll just, you know, why not? Just go ahead and make our way to the temple, and we can start off next episode in a fine spot. Just kind of how we did last episode. We got through the gruft at the end of the episode. We talked to the old lady and we dealt with it. And then we were able to start off, you know, having fun, going through the forest, talking to Kikwees, eventually coming back to the sky. I'm not sure how long this episode's been going on for. Maybe an hour and 30 minutes? No, maybe closer to an hour and 20. Not exactly sure, because like I said, I split the recording. Don't remember how long the first half was. But whatever, you know. Like I said, it's been a while since I've put out content, so it's time to drown you guys in content. Just throw out more Zelda than you guys can handle, and I don't think I'm going to be able to make it, so I'm going to have to call my bird over just to get that little bit extra distance, because I accidentally hit the button before I meant to. Even though the game will actually just straight up warn you when you need to dive. And then we can fall straight to the ground. Now that we've unlocked some save birds, we actually get to pick which one we go to, which is now what Fi is telling us about. Not that it would have been real hard to decipher that based on, you know, hey, there's a map where you get to select where you go now. Do they have that, yeah, the sealed grounds? They unlocked the sealed grounds one after we unlocked that first one, which is nice. That I was worried I'd have to go back to unlock that one. Not that I guess we'll actually have to go back to that one from time to time, but it's not too important if it was or wasn't there. But that'll do it for this recording. Next time we're going to go into the Skyview Temple and knock out our first temple. I really wish it wouldn't have taken, you know, 3 episodes to get there. Well, I mean, next episode will be the 3rd episode, so it took 2 episodes to get there, but 3rd episode in, we're only seeing the dungeon, but no, whatever. Next time, dungeon. I love dungeons.